Hey guys, and welcome to today's video, the Super 73 30-minute challenge, and I'm looking to head to Chelsea football ground to Stamford Bridge. I think this is the first 30-minute challenge video that I filmed since I've had the GoPro Max 2. So while we're so early in the video, why not give me a like, subscribe and share? So today what I'm doing is, usually on these challenges a lot of the time, I know where I'm going, I have an idea of how to get there, and I think that's like kind of part of the challenge. But in today's video, I was a bit unsure if I could make it there in 30 minutes. So in this one, I'm following Google Maps for what I hope was the optimum route to get there, the fastest one. So we are currently heading towards Hyde Park. So a few blocks to the left, you've got Oxford Street, which would have been the worst idea, I think. I mean, there's quite a few traffic lights here, but Oxford Street, you've got quite a few buses, and that sometimes, because the road is quite narrow, it's only 2 lanes, you're not necessarily able to get through. So at the moment, we're not that far from the BBC broadcast house. So I think this is about the second time now that I've done this effect where I spin around. So in previous videos, I used to just speed the footage up, and when I got the GoPro Max 2, I thought it might actually be nice when I'm at the lights in some of the areas that I'm in. There are things of interest, or that might be of interest to you guys. So I thought, why not rotate the camera around? And that's one of the nice things about the GoPro Max 2, that you can do that sort of thing. So previously, what I would have done is, with the GoPro Hero 9, I would have it mounted on a device that would spin the GoPro Max around. But now all you have to do is have it mounted on a selfie stick or a tripod, and then in the GoPro software quick, you rotate. You can do it yourself, to be honest, kind of manually, or you have an option that does it over a certain span of time that you select. Something that I'm really looking forward to is, at some point you will be getting some videos where I will be narrating them. So this one I'm narrating after I've shot the video, but I ordered a DJI mic mini, and what I used to like was, when I was using, even though I couldn't get these sorts of angles that I really enjoy, what I used to like about the GoPro Hero 9, because I haven't used it for a while, is where it was mounted on a chest harness, like a plate, literally on my chest, and because it was close enough to me, to my mouth, it did pick up when I was talking. Whereas with the GoPro Max 2, because it's behind me and it's like angled away from me as well, and when I'm talking in the total opposite direction. I mean, even though it has microphones that pick sound up from all around, you're just projecting your voice into the total opposite direction, and I guess like your body's blocking is that barrier between the microphone. So I think there have been times when there was a video where I was talking and I could kind of hear sound, but you couldn't hear anything legible. So I'm looking forward to when I get that and I'm able to talk, as I think I do really like being able to talk and react to what I'm doing when I'm riding, opposed to after the filming session and the ride. So up ahead we've got Marble Arch, and I don't know, do you guys know that Marble Arch originally was in front of Buckingham Palace? And I think when it was in front of Buckingham Palace, the design, the frontage that we know as Buckingham Palace, I don't think that that was there because the front of Buckingham Palace is, in relation to the rest of it, the other wings, is a much newer addition. I mean, it's obviously quite old, like the rest of the palace, but it's not as old and it's not the original part. And yeah, so it was in front of Buckingham Palace, and then it was moved here to this area, which became known as Marble Arch. But yeah, I've just gone over the pavement because I've realised that as a cyclist you can actually go, it is shared space, so you can go across that bit of pavement and that crossing to get into Hyde Park. So the area we're going through now is Speaker's Corner, which is famous. If you don't know London, you don't know Hyde Park. It's a famous area for people being able to basically like stand on their soapbox and talk about things. And I think my mum said that my granddad sometimes would take her to Speaker's Corner and she would get to listen to people. And I remember times when me and my mum and dad, when I was little, going up to Hyde Park and seeing people talking. I don't think we really hung around for that long. The thing I don't like about this route in Hyde Park is, so you might have seen it, noticed it before, it has these humps. And it makes it, I know why they're there, they want to slow down a cyclist, but it is very uncomfortable. You know, it's cool, what can you do, it is what it is. The other option, if you were to go this way, is to follow the road, which is, I think it's like about 6 lanes of traffic. Or possibly I could have gone the other way round, but this is the way that Google Maps recommended that I go. Yeah, it was at this point in the ride that I realised that I thought I was on the cycle lane, and looking over to the right, I realised that's the cycle lane over there. So I think what I was supposed to do when I was on the pavement was keep on riding over the pavement and it would take me to the cycle lane. But this road, virtually every time I've gone through for quite some time, virtually never has any traffic on it. So you know, it's quite safe to ride in it, even though there is the nice big segregated cycle lane to your right. So just across the road, this brick and stone building, it when I was doing critical mass, I rode by and I spotted something that really caught my eye. It was the Jaguar Type 00 concept. I'm not even going to say, a lot of people say controversial. I'm not going to say controversial, but some people have found it to be because it offends their sensibilities. The ad campaign that Jaguar had done for the reinvention of Jaguar as a brand, that will be in the future competing with Bentley, opposed to Mercedes and BMW and Lexus and all of that. But I was hoping to go over and have another look during the day, but it's all the windows are covered now, so it would seem they've removed the Type 00 concept. But it was really nice to see that car in the flesh, because you see things in pictures and videos and it's never quite the same as seeing it in the flesh. So I assume this building that I'm getting the camera to focus on is a church. It just stands out to me so much because I think, one, because it's such a different material to everything else, and if it is a church, I've never seen a church quite like that. Maybe it's a temple, yeah, maybe I need to Google and see what it's called. This isn't actually an area that I come through very often at all. Yeah, we're kind of now getting close. I mean, we're still kind of a bit far, but we're kind of on our way now. Really, like getting a lot closer to Chelsea, to Stamford Bridge. I think what's nice is seeing, so we've gone. So we started in Bloomsbury. That's where the college is, where I work. And so, yeah, we will end up in Chelsea, and we've gone through Westminster. So it's quite like very different areas that we've travelled through from kind of like, well, where near to the college, you've got the British Museum, you've got theatres, you've got the retail core, a lot of the attractions that people come to there. There's Oxford. I mean, we weren't on Oxford Street, but we were near to Oxford Street. Basically the number one shopping street in Britain. To then go through Hyde Park, the biggest park in central London, and then now to come to. I mean, even though there is a lot of retail and restaurants in these areas, there's a lot more retail. Sorry, not retail. A lot more residential, but like quite high-end residential in this area. And we're just about to turn on to the High Street. And I really like this building. Here I was kind of think maybe it was a former tram depot or something like that. And there was a lot more trams in London. It's quite a big network. Back in the day, at the moment now, all we have is Tramlink in Croydon, where I live. So I said earlier we were getting closer to Chelsea, to Stamford Bridge. So at this point, a little way back, now you're starting to see the fans from. So what I realised was there was a game on, which I thought, okay, maybe this really wasn't the best day to try and do this challenge. But interestingly, this bit, so we're going to spin around again, and then at the end I'm going to explain something to you about editing. And another thing about this effect where it spins, it rotates around, is there's a guy who was also cycling, and he asked me, what's the weirdest thing I've caught on the camera, because obviously you catch everything around. And I was like, I've never seen anything weird. I mean, maybe there might be someone who sees the camera but they're swearing at the camera behind me because I can't see. Okay, so that transition, what the GoPro Max 2 does is it cuts your footage up into, I think it's about 25-minute segments. And unfortunately, in the software that GoPro uses or provides called Quick, it doesn't allow you to put more than one segment in on the app version. Maybe it does, maybe I just don't know how to do it. So with GoPro Heroes, that's fine because you can only have one angle. So it's quite easy to match them up and it's seamless. But what you would have noticed with that is I was a lot closer, I had it zoomed in more, and then the next shot I was further away, and you're never going to know if they're going to match up until like you put the two sections in a different bit of software. But yeah, we are now, well, obviously we're getting closer all the time to Stamford Bridge. But as you saw there, I came out that road, there was a steward making sure that everything was as it was supposed to be. Interesting, this green building, I did read about it, but I can't remember. I think it might have had a history with alcohol, with a brewing company. I'm probably totally wrong, but at the moment I believe it's a furniture shop. I think when you go through the lights, I think it's if you turn left and you go down that road, that takes you towards Lot Street or Lots Road power station, which is next to Chelsea Harbour, where the design centre is, which is where the college that I work at was located previously. So I think I had considered actually making that one of the challenges, so maybe that would be a future one, to go from the current, you go left down there, that turning, that'll take you to where Westdean College formerly was located in London. Lotus, nice. So I think as I was going over the bridge, I think if I recall correctly, I think I got a glimpse of Stamford Bridge to my right. So I think it's the next turning. I'm gonna turn left and then do a U-turn to get back onto the main street to go the opposite way. But all this time, I remember I was thinking, how close am I going to be able to get to the stadium with all the fans? I mean, even though they're leaving, I think I was kind of thinking maybe, they obviously want the fans to leave. Maybe they don't really want somebody going the opposite way. So I'm like, how close am I going to be able to get? And was thinking, I doubt it's going to be as close as when I went to the Emirates. And I mean, bearing in mind, when I went to the Emirates, there wasn't a game on, so you could just walk straight up to the stadium and touch the exterior wall of it. But yeah, I think when I looked to the right, I think I'd seen Stamford Bridge, and I think I probably said to myself in my head, nah, you're not going to get next to the stadium, or, you know, even something that you could say, okay, this is, you know, like maybe like even a ticket office or something like that. Maybe I'm not going to get to that. And I was kind of thinking, I don't think I'm going to get to anything that's properly related to the stadium within the 30 minutes. So yeah, I think turning onto this road, I think I had told myself this is the closest you're getting. So I think this, I mean, I'm not going slow just because of that, but also because, you know, there's all the fans around, and, you know, it's a thing of courtesy. There's people walking, and yeah, unfortunately, we've got to the 30 minutes and gone above, but yeah, there is, as somebody said, there's Thierry Henry to my left, and he looked just the same as when he was doing those Renault Vavavoom adverts. But yeah, if you are still with us, still with me, please do give me a like, subscribe and share. And even it'd be interesting to hear where you might like me to try to get to for a future 30-minute challenge.